Yeah, you don't see a lot of verticality in the in the gameplay that they show. You see a lot of different terrain, so you're definitely going to be adventuring around. For me, for whatever reason, this reminded me a lot of The Witcher. Whenever I see this game, I get Witcher vibes from it, which I'm fine with.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, this looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful.
I'm good with this game, but I kind of hope after this they take a bit of a break and give it some time to give us a nice just window to say, okay, we're excited to get another Assassin's Creed game now. Then they finish things off with Far Cry 6 and a truck.
Wow.
Yeah. And I kind of fell off the Far Cry games myself.
I've enjoyed a couple. I've enjoyed a few of them.
I'm curious about the story.
Isn't this
so
interesting? So I'm just looking at the credits or the titles coming up, and it has real folks' names in the titles. Shakira.
Yeah.
And Jason Canella and
the main
Conrad.
baddie is the guy that played the manager of the Pollo Chicken in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Gustav.
Gus Fring.
Yep, Gus.
Yep.
There you go. So it's got potential to be a great story, but all the Far Cry games have had potentials to be great stories, and I never really enjoyed any of them. It's just
I did. I have to
something
say
about the.
And Phil loved them as well.
Yeah.
I loved them, and they're not a big serious game.
No, and I think that's the problem why I fell off them is too often they try to have this serious storyline, but then they have this kind of other ridiculous elements to
cartoony
it.
sort of thing. Yeah. Like like Breakpoint and those games where they have a more military thing. That this is sort of halfway between that and sort of cartoony characters and really ridiculous stuff. What was it? There was what was it? Far Cry 3. What was it? The guy who was the madness is the crazy thing and the other. And was at the end of it you got high and had to shag someone on some plinth somewhere in the middle of this old wrecked temple. I mean, that was groovy.
It was different
to me every day.
Yeah, but again, also
course.
in that game, let's not forget you played the role of basically Joe Frat Boy in your boat.
Oh yeah,
and then everything goes sideways, and then you basically transform from Joe Frat Boy to Joe Rambo. So I always find those leaps in games to be, give me some background as to why it should be believed that I am a gunsmith master. What is it that is in my background that makes me be this elite killing machine, other than you wanted to make a game? So I'm hoping.
What then is Tom Clancy's Elite Squad?
Rainbow Six?
Yeah, it looks very cartoony as well.
So that is a mobile game. That is,
okay.
that was in that little mobile montage. They had 3 mobile games back to back. Brawlhalla. There was one in the middle of that, and then
Team Fortress,
the Rainbow Six game. Yeah, it's very Team Fortressy vibe to it. And I just, as soon as I realized it was mobile, I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't like playing games on my phone. I really don't. I think it's a horrible platform for playing games unless it's Tetris or something very simple that, lends itself to a small screen.
Samantha Fox's Strip Poker was very, very good.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And there was the other thing, wasn't there? You mentioned Beyond Good and Evil. Was there much more shown of that?
So that was the one that, because I was going back into the stream and I saw the advertisement for it. I think this was just from last year. I don't think this was actually anything current because it wasn't actually part of the Ubisoft event. It was part of their pre-event kind of commercials leading up to it.
That's where I saw it, yeah.
I desperately want to see more from that game because that game looks awesome.
I didn't play the first one. I didn't really like, but this actually looks really good. So I may have to fire up the first one and try it. And
well, the first one it was different because you didn't really have weapons. It was if I remember correctly, you used a camera. I'm trying to remember what she kind of her.
She was a reporter or something. Yeah. If I remember right.
But it's in such a unique, different universe on top of it all. And just the upgrade, the graphical upgrade that they were taking that game and the presentation that they threw at us, that looked phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So I really hope we do see more. And Ubisoft did say they're going to have an August event. So maybe we will hear about Beyond Good and Evil 2 then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So this is also...
And that was the event.
But this is sort of... this is E3 sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And an E3 quality type presentation. Again, kudos to Sony and kudos to Ubisoft for actually taking time to create an event that was worthy of being at an E3 press conference. Even if it's not at an E3 press conference, this is what we were hoping we were going to be seeing this year because E3 was canceled. Yeah. And instead, we unfortunately were treated to the Microsoft May event, which it had good stuff in it, but the production value was not great. It looked like a bunch of people working from home for the first time. They had bad cameras, that kind of thing. So I'm glad to see that these companies are understanding they need to put some effort into the presentation. Hopefully Microsoft has learned from the May event. I don't think they're going to make that same mistake on this upcoming one. EA, look, they had nothing to show outside of Rebel Squadron. That was the one thing that actually was exciting to see out of that event.
Yeah.
They were the misstep. Been a misstep every year for the last 5 years. So, EA is what it is. But this is what we were hoping to see, and this is also, what I hope E3 brings back next year. We have another E3, and we have these companies giving this type of presentations in that week of condensed news to look forward to, because I don't want to go through another 3 months of getting spoon-fed little tidbits of information here and there. That's my rant.
Good. Okay. Well, some good stuff there with the gamies. I'm looking forward to the likes of Assassin's Creed is kind of cool there. Watch Dogs.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing I'm jumping over up and down about, but the quality of all the stuff's really, really good. Anyway,
yeah,
I'm going to try and slot this into the main podcast. Thank you very, very much for listening to this little extra segment.
Sure.
And all of these videos are available to watch. If you just look for the Ubisoft conference, it'll all be there. And thanks guys for doing this extra bit.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. For sure.
See you guys. Have a good time. Right, Greg. Ta-ra. Right, Kim. Bye.
I'm going to let you kill the stream first.
Killing stream.